Hello and welcome to Citizenry, the platform where we speak truth to power. Happy Friday to you all. Hope you have a great weekend. We're going to try something different here. So I'm hoping it works. I'm just going to try and show you one or two things. Hello, happy Friday. You're watching Citizenry, the platform where we speak truth to power. You may not be able to see the full program I'm doing. You will hear my voice. Those of you on Facebook, you will hear my voice. But I want to try and show you what I'm doing. I can't do the thing at the same time because it's difficult. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to give you an information here. And I hope it works. Please subscribe to Citizenry, the platform where we speak truth to power. If you do want to see my face, you can join me on YouTube, because that way you'll get the full view. Because I'm having to, every time I try and go live with the broadcast, those of you on Facebook, good morning and welcome. You're watching Citizenry, the platform where we speak truth to power. Today we're going to be dealing with the issue of the conflict of interest and Mele kyari. The conflict of interest and Mele kyari. So please do watch. We're going to go ahead. Before we go too far ahead, we're going to do something here. We're going to play. I want to play this song. Please do share. I want to play this song. It's very, very important to listen to it. It's how long? It's a song I wrote. It's very relevant. You see, I'm wearing Yoruba Nation. I believe in Yoruba Nation. But I am realistic to know that we're currently in Nigeria. And just like Scotland, they have their own flag. UK has its own flag. The same thing. It doesn't mean that Scotland doesn't want the existence of England or the UK, but Scotland wants Scotland. So the same thing I am saying. I want Yoruba Nation. I am still in Nigeria, don't get me wrong, I understand that. But I want Yoruba Nation because Nigeria is not meeting our needs. So I'm just making that very, very clear. It doesn't mean, and I believe that we can achieve Yoruba Nation via peaceful means. So before we go too far ahead, let's listen to How Long. Here we go. Please do share. How long gonna go so far?
My people,
You're not here. Please join us on YouTube if you would like to see the fuller picture.
How long gonna go this so far? How long gonna go this so far? How long gonna go this so far? My people, we don't tire.
Inside Nigeria,
now slave camp we dey. My people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp. The time done now where we suppose stand up for our rights. Stand up for our rights. The time done now where we suppose stand up for our rights. For self-determination. How long gonna go this so far? 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 Abdul Salam na fake man. Now you put that constitution for your head, yo. Abdul Salam na fake man. Now military man don't tell you, now say you not get constitution. No be lie. Na lie, yo, na fake, na fraud, oh. That constitution. Now you they take close to na eye, yo. Make una wake up, oh. How long? I just wonder, oh my baby, I just
share, please. Share. Share. I urge you to please share.
Self-determination, oh, now you're right to confirm. My people, I won't make you know, self-determination, now you're right to confirm. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people, for your village, for your town, for your city, and inside country where you do. Atiku, Emiloko, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Now the solution, now it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time down knock, baga. Me Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I won't make una know say self-determination. Now you're right, you. How long?
Good afternoon and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. The reason why I play that song, I said in that song that Peter Obi, Atiku or Tinubu is not the solution. Don't misunderstand me. I recognize the president right now is President Tinubu. But if you look at what is happening right now, those of you on Facebook, join us please and subscribe to us on YouTube. If you look at what is happening right now, the fuel prices in Nigeria right now, it's high, over 500 naira per liter. But President Tinubu so far can't solve that problem. Because why? The things that have been put in its place in front of him have made it impossible for him to be able to do anything about it. And here people are already complaining. Here are two videos that I want you to see. I don't know if it's I'll see if I can play it. Let me see if I can. There might be two ways to do it. I want to just see this. I'm just giving the background as to why we're saying that there is Mele kyari's position is a conflict of interest, and I will explain that in detail. But ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. As ever, when you join us, we would like you to do two things: subscribe, hit notification button, and of course give us a thumbs up and help us share the broadcast. Whatever platform, if you're on YouTube and Facebook, please, we'd love you to go and subscribe to us on YouTube. We need to reach more people and we need your support in doing so. We're grateful for your support in helping us grow the platform, but we really do need your support in growing this platform, and of course Oduduwa TV Radio too as well. So the information we're talking about now is the conflict of interest. Now, briefly, before I play the other video, Mele kyari in a compromise situation, time to split his role into two. Importer of processed oil cannot be the same person overseeing the repair of 4 refineries. This is yet more justification of why we are justified in going for self-determination. Now, the reason why that is written in that way and why we're explaining that is because I'm going to show you the complaint from the people who are suffering right now. This man here, I'm going to play it and you will hear it. Those of you who are on, you won't be able to see it. Oh, I know what's going to happen when I do that now. So I'm going to have to do it another way because I don't want it to play any ads when I'm playing this. because it's not what I want to do at all. This is not a time for playing ads. It's a time for us to really listen to what we need to achieve. Please, if you are watching us for the first time and you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. And of course, Oduduwa TV Radio. So here's what you need to do. Those of you on YouTube, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. So here we go. Subscribe, hit notification, and of course, give us the thumbs up. And of course, share the broadcast. And we greet those of you, all of you who are on Oduduwa TV Radio, on 2 and Citizen AY. We bid you happy weekend in advance, and wishing you a pleasant weekend ahead. Now, again, for Oduduwa TV Radio, I believe also Oduduwa TV Radio 2, please go ahead and subscribe to us on there. The programs at the minute, we are doing it in mixture of Yoruba and English, but we want to really bring this to your attention. So we need your support in growing that platform. So go ahead. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to Citizen AY on and of course Oduduwa TV Radio 2 on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. So now, let me play you those videos, because I think it's important to get the context of why this is such an important thing that we're trying to explain here, and we need your support in growing the platform. So let us do this again. 1 second. So hello, welcome those of you on Facebook. If you want to see my face fully, join me on YouTube, and you can see me live and at the same time. Facebook, I'm having some sort of problems with it, and that's why I'm not really streaming live directly. I'm going to play you one video of a lady who's complaining about issues. Listen to this now. You'll see come up shortly. So we're going to quickly forward. I'm going to forward to where she. Now let's listen to what she's saying here. So now she's saying. Now we. So this lady is complaining about the fact that she cannot buy food. She can't afford it. They cannot buy food. They listen now. Here we go. Have a listen. Now what she's saying. Those of you watching us, she's speaking in Yoruba. What she's saying is now, to buy a basket of pepper is 40,000 naira, and to buy a bag of a basket of tomatoes is 40,000 naira. That basket you see is 40,000 naira. To buy a bag of pepper is 80,000 naira, and that is because of the price of fuel. Because of the price of fuel, that is impacting things. So let us play this section and you'll hear it. So now listen. So I'm gonna. So President Tinubu, we are calling on you to take action to help our people. But here, listen to what she's saying. 40,000, 15,000. Listen, that's the cost of goods, expensive. So what she's saying now is that a basket of tomatoes is 14,000 naira, and a bag of pepper that we use, Scotch bonnet and others, a bag of that is 80,000 naira. That is clearly unsustainable for a family. I've shown a video where people who are living under the bridge, they normally will get a lot of people giving them food over the festive season. Very few people, in fact, just one man came while we were on air to give back to a group of people, only 4, and they gave them some money. Now that is why we're saying what we're saying here. That Mele kyari is to have him running anything in that place it's clearly a conflict of interest. Now let me show you one more video of a man yesterday who supported Tinubu and is very angry. Listen to what he said. Listen to his words. I want you to listen to his words. So, no, sorry, not that one. So not that one. Sorry, I want to bring you the other one. Let me bring you this one. Is that it? Yeah, I want to bring you this one. Yeah, this is the one I want to bring you. Listen to this guy. He is going to be
Good
telling
afternoon
you.
and welcome to Season the platform where
He's going to tell you why it's really a problem
video
with the situation.
middle here.
So listen.
4 refineries.
Listen.
So please, our active currency comes about.
So listen. Let's listen. Please do share this broadcast and your first watch Season the platform when we speak to the power.
And pains I'm going through. At the end of the day, I'm still seeing my people buy fuel at rate of 520 naira. And the deal settled, the subsidy was paid till end of July.
Listen,
we are saying in June, my people are buying the fuel. And you as a new president in the office, you are not saying anything. Are you connived with these people to frustrate masses? Sir, we all drive away from Peter Obi just because we realize that he's a pretender. So if we are not driving away from Peter Obi just because he's a pretender, and the road we were facing now, we were discovered that same person that we believe that is going to for masses is the same people is a pretender to us. Sir, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't dare us in this country, don't dare us.
Wow.
Some people are not eating. Some people they cannot walk freely just because they are campaigning for you. They use their life to campaign for you. Sir, you can send us to prison. You can do anything. You can arrest us, but we will never let you rest.
Wow.
If you continue selling food at the rate of 520 naira and you are not saying anything, we use our life to campaign for you. We do have free movement just because we are campaigning for you. Now you are frustrating us. We need to talk at this point. If you don't have a final say on the marketers to tell them they should stop selling food at the rate of 520 naira after 3 weeks in the office. Sir, I am highly disappointed in you. I am highly disappointed in you because I thought after the meeting you are going to instruct them to sell the fuel at 185 naira till ending of July before you decide on what to do. But as I'm talking to you now, we were saying you play the same role of Buhari because we all know that when they dictate for Buhari, they tell Buhari what to do. Now same thing is happening to you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me tell you, we are ready to die with your neck, we will drag with you because we use our life to campaign for you and we will never.
Wow.
So you can hear. Let me play that one more time.
very-
Let me play it one more time.
He's a pretender.
So
You as a
listen now.
Person who will change. That is how.
So-
So look at going there and questioning them where the funds are going and
So-
telling them where we want the funds to be used. That is when things will change.
Listen
That is
again.
how
I want you to listen. Then I will then come and talk more.
transparency comes about.
Listen
So let
again.
us hear
Listen
the
again.
anger from this person who's a clear supporter.
For
This
all
is
these
Zapata.
stress and pains I'm going through, at the end of the day, I'm still seeing my people buy fuel at rate of 520 naira. And the deal settled, the subsidy was paid till end of July. We are saying in June, my people are buying the fuel. And you as a new president in the office, you are not saying anything. Are you connived with these people to frustrate masses? Sir, we all drive away from Peter Obi just because we realize that he's a pretender. So if we are not driving away from Peter Obi just because he's a pretender, and the road we were facing now, we were discovered that same person that we believe that is going to for masses is the same people is a pretender to us. Sir, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't dare us in this country, don't dare us.
Wow.
Some people are not eating. Some people they
Wow,
cannot
see.
walk freely just because they are campaigning for you. They use their life to campaign for you. Sir, you can send us to prison. You can do anything. You can arrest us, but we will never let you rest.
Wow.
If you continue selling food at the rate of 520 naira and you are not saying anything, we use our life to campaign for you. We do have free movement just because we are campaigning for you. Now you are frustrating us. We need to talk at this point. If you don't have a final say on the marketers to tell them they should stop selling food at the rate of 520 naira after 3 weeks in the office. Sir, I am highly disappointed in you. I am highly disappointed in you because I thought after the meeting you are going to instruct them to sell the fuel at 185 naira till ending of July before you decide on what to do. But as I'm talking to you now, we were saying you play the same role of Buhari because we all know that when they dictate for Buhari, they tell Buhari what to do. Now same thing is happening to you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me tell you, we are ready to die with your neck, we will drag with you because we use our life to campaign for you and we will never.
So now the reason
That is
the reason why I'm playing that for you guys, and I'll probably bring it up again as time goes on, is to really set the background that there's a lot of people who are complaining and people are suffering on the streets. Let me show you another video that came up this morning. I want to show you a group of videos, and of course you can see the full videos on Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, because I posted it on the video on there this morning. You can see its entirety and the discussion that we had there. So it is really important that we understand that. Let me just see what this is gonna do. Is that it? Yeah, I think it's, yeah. Listen to this one. Listen to this one. It's gonna come shortly. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. You're watching. Now, I want to just quickly forward. This is where people are sleeping under the bridge. It was covered by Channel this morning. Listen to this. Listen to the commentary. And I wanted to. They have the rights of the government. Through this constitution, derives all its powers and authorities. And then, of course, 14.2a and 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the please take a note of the constitution and how we need to apply it. Let's go ahead. Just above my head on the screen. But I want us all to know that and critically translate it to local languages. Those who created this, who imposed this constitution, they didn't want us to know those things that I'm reading to you. And we haven't known it for 24 years. And the only way to get good governance and get the infrastructure that we need and the financial support that we will need as citizens within our community to survive and thrive is by exercising these powers which I just read to you. But before we go ahead and take the steps, show you the steps how we're going to do that. Let us listen to this here for a second. Sorry about that. So listen to this now. Looking at
Eid-el-Kabir celebration. The market is full, but it appears only a few can afford what is available.
Yeah.
The situation cuts across board, even for the less privileged. Ordinarily, these ones under the Arepo bridge would have had a lot of supplies, but the case seems different.
When we are doing salad like this, people they are bring food for them. But this time around, they don't bring it. They don't bring it for them again. Even those people that is there, some people 2 days they have never eat. People they are just starving. See everywhere.
They wait to see if anyone would remember them, so they could feed and be part of the festivity.
Wallahi, I know they bring it now, but before then they bring it anytime. Wallahi, but now they know they bring it.
You don't know anything.
Nobody put food. We have nothing to eat on like previous celebration. Keep watching.
The situation is not different at Magboro.
You see.
It's already past 2 p.m. There is still no provision in sight for these women and their sucklings. Suddenly, there appears a glimmer of hope. Someone remembers them. He hands them the magic code of food and wishes every Nigerian imbibes the spirit of oneness.
All we have to do is just to give thanks to God that no matter what, God is in our side. And I want him to encourage Nigerians. Let's look at ourselves as one. Not the matter of, I'm a Christian. Don't let us look at this is Muslim, this is a Christian. We are all one Nigeria, and we remain forever like that to make Nigeria move forward.
The essence of the Eid-el-Kabir celebration is to propagate the virtue of sacrifice. While the present-day economic realities may be less desirable, Nigerians are still expected to remain their brother's keeper.
So that was from Channels News, as you can see there. From Channels News, and I'm just showing you how bad the fuel scarcity, the cost of the fuel is impacting the lives of the people, and it goes back down to this picture here, the conflict of interest. You see, Mele Kyari is in a conflict of interest position. He's the head of the managing director of the NNPC. So on the one hand, he's the man who is responsible for setting the price of the oil that is being imported. On the other hand, he's also the managing director overseeing the repairing of the infrastructure that we will need to make the oil price cheaper for we the citizens. So that is a conflict of interest right there. So what we are saying to President Tinubu on this occasion is, for President Tinubu, let me get a picture of President Tinubu out so that we can see, so that this is a message for him. When we're talking to him, I like to make sure that it's something that he, it connects to him, so he can see the direct connection, to what we're saying. So I'll see if I can find something there. Let me see, is there anything here? Yeah. So that is President Tinubu. So now I'm just going to put him in the picture so that when we're talking about him, and then we'll, so the message we're having now, President Tinubu, we are calling on you to really look closely into the conflict of interest position that Mele Kyari is in. On the one hand, he's the man who, as the boss of NNPC, is importing the oil. Now, when they import the oil, they are going to try and transfer the cost to us. They are setting the price of the oil that our citizens, our people are using. So they want to get back whatever money they put into it. So that means that they are upping the price of the oil. But we now know that oil subsidy indeed is a scam. Isa Yuguda said that they are claiming selling oil for processing that simply wasn't there. They're claiming for processing oil, selling the oil away, so that in order to actually get processed oil and all of that, and claiming, a fuel subsidy, which is under a scam. So they exposed that. So we know for a fact that there is no subsidy going on. It's a scam. But more also, on top of that, we the people, we are not being given the opportunity to decide ourselves. Okay, right. We are having to import oil at the time being, but on the meantime, how is the repairs on the 4 refineries going? We're not being allowed that position, because the person who is responsible for fixing our oil price is also the person responsible for repairing the infrastructure that would ultimately mean the price of the oil will drop. So Mele Kyari is in a conflict of interest position. What should be happening is that though anybody who is going to be fixing the refinery shouldn't have anything to do with the importation of oil, because when you are focused when you're in both camps, you are going to try and use one to favor the other. In this case, it is evident that Mele Kyari and others, they say they are trying to get the refinery working, but they are so busy importing and charging so much money from this importation of oil that it is almost as though they are sabotaging the very refinery that they're supposed to ensure is working. So we need to separate that role. So President Tinubu, we greet you and we urge you to please seriously reconsider what we have just said now. Mele Kyari is in a conflict of interest position. There is no doubt there, because on the one hand, he's the one overseeing the oil that is going to be imported in, and at the rate at which it's been sold to we the masses, even though we know the price of oil has gone up. Had it been the oil, had it been that they fixed the refineries, the price at which they would be selling the oil would be far lower, because we will be processing directly from our own land. And it doesn't make economic sense to keep importing processed oil, because those who are bringing the processed oil, when they charge us, they are going to charge us for taking it to their refinery, processing it, and bringing it back. And when they do that, the price at which we will pay at the pump will be impacted by that. Well, and also don't forget, every time we sell the oil for them to go and process and then bring back, we are actually causing severe environmental damage. It is better that we that have the oil, we process it there, and then we sell it directly to the market, to the citizens at a far cheaper price, and not have to worry about, oh shoot, we are going to damage, we're doing all of that stuff. So that is why we're saying that Mele, as you see in the picture, is in a conflict of interest position. Now let me roll this up. I'll come back to that one. I want to just show you something quickly. Where is it? Is that it? Sorry about this. I just want to check something. Yes, okay, got it. Now, in the UK, they've got something called a Foley refinery. It's been in operation since 1925, yeah? And it was extended in 1951. Now, that's one of the places where the UK to refine oil. They refine 270,000 barrels per day. That's what they refine. And it's one of the largest in Europe. Now, let us look at how much is being refined. Let's go and look at Warri. Let's look at Warri. No, that's that one. Another one. I want to look at. Sorry about this. Just gonna try and find you the Warri refinery. Here we go. So okay, Port Harcourt. We found the Port Harcourt one. I don't know why the Warri refinery wouldn't show up. I don't know why. This is the. Okay, let's go for Warri for sake of one of a better place. So in Warri, this is how much they're supposed to, 60,000 barrels as a 1965, and then by boat the capacity was supposed to go in 1989 to 210 barrels, 210,000 barrels, per stream by, when it's in operation. Now, Mele is always been focused on the processed oil because that's where they will make money by. They don't have to sweat about it. They just go buy the oil. They'll pay the price. They'll pay in dollars, and we end up feeling the brunt of it because it makes it more expensive for us to, whereby the economy is not good. We're having to use money to buy the dollar and then to use it to buy the processed goods. So that is impacting our lives collectively. It is very much impacting our lives, and it is worth stating. So I wanted to bring that to your attention, that the fact that our refineries are not working in the UK, in China, in France, all these places, they all have refineries. Because when you have, and in our case, having the raw material, the oil, and not having the finished product and having to import it in, it's counterproductive. It's a waste of our efforts. It's a waste of our resources. And also we are doing environmental damage to the earth by having to travel further away to go and receive and accept processed goods. So that's why we're trying to bring this to your attention. And we're saying that Mele, we hope President Tinubu is listening. And also, by the way, Honorable Kazaure has mentioned his name and implicated him in this oil subsidy scam and many other things, that we must really be alert and aware, So like I said, the Port Harcourt one now, the capacity is supposed to be 210,000 barrels. But I doubt it is making that at the minute because it is not working. Because we found out that some of them have been, what's the word? Deliberately vandalized so that they wouldn't function. And the reason why they're not functioning, the longer they don't function, the more those who process oil, who bring in imported oil, will be able to make more money off the back of that currency. So what we really need right now is to really urge President Tinubu to split the role of Mele kyari. So on the one side, he seems to like to talk about the price of the oil and everything else. That's fine. If you want to do that. And then you keep the other side of it. One side, he focuses on NNPC, the sale and revenue and everything else. But the actual production that will provide the real funds, he's prepared to sit on it and watch us as we all fight among ourselves for crumbs on the table. Because that oil will not be enough to sustain, any economy for long, because of this constant, having to buy processed oil, when it is far more productive for us to go and buy to have a refinery on ground in Nigeria functioning. It will reduce the price, it will reduce all of the other different things, and people can live a meaningful life. So the thing right here is to really understand that all the Western countries, the key ones, the Canada and the UK, the France, the US, Canada, all the major ones have refineries. And as a nation, for us not to have refinery is crazy. It's just spending money like water, and that's what we're trying to address. Now, let me just check something quickly before I go ahead. So now, this is what Mele kyari said. That's it. I wanted to show you, if I can show you. Now, this is a recent announcement about the new date for the XPC staff verification. So they're going to be after the elections, they will have to have Bureau of Public Enterprise announce a change in segment of the schedule for verification of ex staff of the following power holding company of PCN and the certificate of kin of the deceased ex staff who are in service between 2012 and October 31st, 2013. Scheduled for Monday 15th, 2023, Saturday to September 2023. So 2023. So really, what I really came to do now is for us to really be clamoring for the federal government to now actually separate the oil processing, oil buying part of the business, to sell it, keep it away from Mele kyari, and then get and put somebody new in there to manage the actual infrastructure, the buildings and everything else, so that we can it gives you a much better outcome when that is happening. When you have a separate, when you have separate heads running the team, whereby they want to generate funds, then it will mean that there is no hold up or no overpayment of prices because we haven't done the necessary research to actually address the injustice. And of course, like I said, Mele kyari is in wearing his cap about NNPC, and also wearing the other one about about an NNPC fuel, and also saying at the head of the NNPC production side. It is quite sad that we are in a situation where those who are in positions are somehow coerced to do the bidding of the very things that's actually going to be harmful to those they purport to be part of the community in the long run. This is very, very, it is a concern that Mele kyari is in there. So let me show you something quickly. I'm just going to show you something, because I saw that today and I was like, wow, let me see. Now, it says Kaduna Refinery, petrochemical company, was commissioned to supply in 1980 supply petroleum to northern Nigeria with the capacity of 50,000, biodegradable. I think it's biodegradable. I'm not quite sure. Then in 1983, the capacity was extended to the steam turbines, 4 times 14. So, why am I saying this? Mele Kyari cannot focus on getting the infrastructure working when his focus has been on how to extricate the profit from the people to whom that the resources really belong, which is why we keep talking to you about the need for people to understand about Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's 14.2a. 14.2b. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. So I hope that is of help. And let me just go and get this done now. 1 minute, please. So now, apparently, in December 2023, they were given $741 million to rehabilitate the Kaduna refinery. $741 billion. Now, because the oil is making billions, we are losing money. We are losing a lot of money, because we can get the account to be to be scrutinized in depth and see where the funds, how much they've raised so far, and then compare how much it would cost to fix each of those refineries. I am sure that you will find that they cost a third or maybe even far less to fix the refinery and other things that need to be fixed in our economy. So I'm just bringing it to our attention that we would like President Tinubu to look closely into this Mele Kyari guy, to look into what he's been doing and how it's impacting our people, because we need to really understand that the oil subsidy. Somebody was saying yesterday that I think is Honorable Kazauri, yes. So now we need to be checking and scrutinizing exactly how much is being paid for the oil and how long it's taking them to. They've been making excuses as to why the infrastructure is not working. We can really get a team of people together and actually begin to say, look, and that's why we're asking for President Tinubu to take on this action to split the let me see. A second. No, okay. To split the income stream and the expenditure scheme, so that you can be able to track it, is very important. And that's what we've been trying to do on this platform, to raise the level of awareness, to make people know that we have the choices and we can, do a lot of things pretty much as we want. But what is really, really important is to understand that as we speak, Mele Kyari is in what is called a conflict of interest. Now, in the conflict of interest, it means that you know that when you allow certain things to happen under certain conditions in Nigeria, you are going to benefit from it. So you will help in that process till the person is able to, get on the bike themselves and not fall off and all of that. So what is very, very important in all of this is to urge us all to ask for President Tinubu to go ahead and really scrutinize the NNPC. People are suffering, people are dying, and there's no peace of mind. And people want to be able to, enjoy the little things that they can and make their lives as simple as possible without further complication. Many of us seen what I just said now. The refineries, it doesn't make any sense to import processed oil when we have refineries that have not been made to work. And what still is to now, instead of the government fixing that, they now give one person the monopoly, in effect, on oil and gas, because these other companies, they will say it's going to work, but the money will be swallowed up and they'll say it's never been done. And we need to address that as citizens. We have to, because it is really quite sad that we're in that situation where the same person who is going to be the same person who is the CEO, general managing director of the refinery, is also the person who is trading in the oil that's going to impact the lives of the people. So there is no consideration, and that is one of the reasons why, because there is no transparency and there is no accountability and there's no track record to follow, makes it impossible for people to actually stand up for conflict of interest. But stand up nonetheless, we must do. So I'm just here to remind us that we must play an active role in our governance, and I'll show you again. It is through our governance that we can begin to hold those elected officials to account. Through our active participation and getting the people to understand that if you take something and then you then profit from it, that's not your profit. It's meant to. That money is meant for we, the citizens, to fix our infrastructure. So let me just quickly show you something that you need to know. I'm sure you probably know it now. 1 second, please. Here we go. So I want you to look at that, and that we have it there. So I want you to really study what is just in front of his name, Mele, in front of Mele face. So now I want you to really study the those two laws. Sovereignty, 1714 sovereignty belongs to people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Once again, I'll say it. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from which the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So I'm just showing you that I may have to flip this screen soon, because it's not doing what I wanted to do. I'm not really keen on having it do that, but I will keep it for now. So section 14.2a says, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. I may have to flip it round. I think it's really proving difficult, so we will try. And of course, section 14.2c says, the participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. These are really important things that we need to hold on to, and we can use it as a leverage and to hold the government to account and say, look, we, the citizens, didn't vote for this man, and we now want him to be replaced because of the fact of X, Y, and Z, and the need for him to be separated from, if he wants to get involved in processing, get involved, but he can't be involved in processing and watching and seeing the value of our own goods go down because we are not really investing our time and effort in the right manner to make it a quality stuff. And that's what we're trying to really encourage here. So we are telling President Tinubu to please, before I wrap up, we would like him to really 1 second, please. Oh, where was it? Sorry about that, I can't find it. So we would like him to really intervene and speak to we'd like him to intervene and speak to Mele kyari about getting the two together, and then once you got the team together, get them to split the constitution to separate out the refinery business from the actual refinery itself, which Nigeria is after. So that is what we're trying to do. So I hope that makes sense. I know it's been a long roundabout way. I'll come back later and talk about it. We also at this point take this opportunity to call on the government to activate the repair plans they have in place for Yoruba Nation, Middle Belt, and all of that. To take that on and begin to fix the refineries. Those refineries must be fixed. The refineries need to be fixed as a matter of urgency. They need to separate it out. Mele Kyari has got what I call a conflict of interest. The interest in which the longer it is an interest for him to ensure that oil remains imported and the price comes high. Whereas if they fix the infrastructure, there is no opportunity for those who impoverished citizens to loot yet again. But they're trying to find ways around it. So I will state that. I will probably come and talk about it later on. But for now, what's left me to say? I need to wrap up a little bit. I will be back later on. But you can see that there is a conflict of interest between Mele Kyari and the other person who's there, and the need for us to ensure that we separate it out. We are calling on President Tinubu to actually separate the role of Mele Kyari. This role of being responsible for the pipelines and all of that should not be in the hands of Mele Kyari. It should be in the hands of somebody else, because that way we can increase our productivity. It doesn't make economic sense to be importing processed oil when we have the refined machinery next to us, but has been jimmied and damaged several times. So we need to really work out a plan that is going to be efficient and active. That is something that I've been wanting to talk about, and I'm hoping that many of you watching this, you will it will resonate with you. And please subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, of course give us thumbs up. We are saying that we would like President Tinubu to be bold enough and actually say no, but no thanks, and begin to reshuffle and rebuild a proper team whereby things like the 4 refineries can be finished and done and completed, and somebody will be ready to view it in like a couple of weeks through our and monitor what's going on, to monitor the refineries and how that's going on, because it's a separate arm, and that way they can give us updates as well. Whereas if it's the same person who is selling the oil that's overseeing it, it's causing us problems, and it is counterproductive. I say it again, it is counterproductive to spend billions on importing oil. It's a waste of our money, and then tax us on it. That is a double whammy waste that we can no longer sustain. So I hope people really resonate with what I'm saying here. We're calling on the government and President Tinubu to really urgently look into the case of Kaduna Refinery, Warri Refinery, Port Harcourt Refinery 1, Port Harcourt Refinery 2, and begin to actually look at, once they take it off him, they put in someone that's reputable, that can do, and begin to build the refinery, because we need them. In the short term, we need the refineries, so that people can actually, it will mean that we'll get the oil at a cheaper price. I hope this makes sense. I hope you've been following what I'm saying. The conflict of interest issue, where Mele Kyari in a compromised situation, time to make his role, to split his role into two. Importer of processed oil cannot be the same person overseeing the repair of 4 refineries. This is yet more justification why we're going for Yoruba Nation. So we're here to just remind you that if they ask you why you're going for Yoruba Nation, you can put this on your chest and say, look, this is what I believe in, and we want it to happen because the suffering under Nigeria, with the refusal to fix the infrastructure that has been there since for forever, that since over 20 years, they have not fixed that infrastructure. It is time to fix it. All of them must be fixed, and they must give us regular updates. Again, I said it before, they have to give us regular updates as to the progress of the split, and also give us updates in terms of the functionality of it, and check everything is functioning at all times, because this what has been done now is really enough, and I don't think it's a good way to do things. If you're not winning the argument, you simply silence the opposition. It is not acceptable. What we did here was respectfully, we've said we are calling on President Tinubu to actually look at taking away, removing the those who are not going to really follow the rule of law and make sure that people are held, are deemed equal under the eyes of the law, rather than who that kind of thing. So Thank you so very much for watching. You've been watching Season AY, the platform where we speak to the power. Before I go, I just want to urge you, subscribe, hit notification button, and of course give it a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. You're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak to the power. I'll back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Thank you and bye for now. So let me just make sure this is right. Finish. So those of you on YouTube, Season AY and Oduduwa TV Radio, thank you very much for joining us. I'll come back and do a second broadcast on this, and we will do a more expanded program in terms of looking in terms of the capabilities and things as well later on. But for the time being, I want to thank you for joining me. You've been watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate you. I'll be back later on. Thank you for now and bye. A second. Go. So subscribe to Season AY, hit the notification button, and of course give us a thumbs up. Thank you so very much. I'll be back later on with further updates, but for now I want to thank you for joining me, and please let's call on President Tinubu to actually look at this case and look at the fact that there's a conflict of interest. If you are importing oil and you're making profits of that, you're very much likely to not care about what happens to others who are, who haven't got that flexibility, and it's just not right. But what we're saying is that the processed oil, we can process it in Nigeria, and it's time for us to begin to do just that. But I want to thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Bye for now. Okay. So I'm going to stop that. Now let's go to here. So, okay. Thank you very much. I'll back later on. Thank you and bye for now.